Queen Marchesa versus generic Eldrazi deck. We are on the play. We have lands, a means of getting into red, and a Sol Ring, so I don't see why we wouldn't keep this. We'll go for Diabolic Edict, I think, as soon as Azusa comes out. Might even kill a Mana Dork. But they don't play a Mana Dork, which is fine with me. In that case, we'll just go for a tap land and a Dark Confidant. And pass straight over to our opponent. Yeah, Azusa, I've no idea if this actually is an Eldrazi deck or not. It's that's the vast majority of Azusa players, that's what they go for, is Eldrazi. She can have you play 2 additional lands on each of your turns. She's a 1/2 for 3 mana. I think we're going to be able to comfortably deal with Azusa. The only problem is that you can play lands out with her without adding anything onto the stack, which means that we won't actually be able to do anything about any of that. But we will be able to get rid of her, and she won't be able to do it multiple times if we get rid of her, so... Ooh, we rip into... oh no, Windswept Teeth is what we got into off the Dark Confidant. I thought we revealed the Elspeth there. Well, yeah, I think we just play our commander then. And we do, of course, introduce the Monarchy. So we'll get in with this Dark Confidant and our commander. I don't see any reason not to. And then we'll pass over to our opponent, and I will go over exactly what Queen Marchesa does. Death Touch with haste. 3/3 for 4 mana, and when she enters the battlefield we become the Monarch, and at the beginning of our upkeep, if an opponent is the Monarch, then we create a black assassin creature token with Death Touch and haste. And the Monarch is, at the beginning of your end step you draw a card, but if a creature deals combat damage to you, the controller of the creature becomes the Monarch, takes it away from you. I think I'm quite happy to go for Elspeth here. Okay. Maybe not then. Alright, our sneaky opponent has just decided to switch decks. That is Queen Marchesa, and this time we're up against the Maelstrom Wanderer. They must fancy their chances against Queen Marchesa more, because it's not creature based, I imagine. So we don't have anywhere near as fast a hand, but we do have Thoughtseize for some disruption against them. So we'll soon find out if they have... but that's... yeah, that doesn't feel good. We actually have to get down a tap land here. That's not good. But we can still look at their hand next turn. We don't have a white source. It would be nice to castigate. Yeah, that won't do it for us either. I think we just get down Bojuka Bog, because it's a tap land. I don't think there's much interaction that they're going to do with the graveyard. We'll have a look and see what sort of ramp they've got. They have nothing. Oh, Canis I'd rather they didn't have, but Body Double is... If they get into another green source, they can just grab the Body Double back. Yeah, I think we'll just get rid of Eternal Witness. I don't think there was a good decision to be made there. Had they not have had the Eternal Witness, I would have gotten rid of Body Double. Because if we put the Arcanis into the graveyard, they can just have Body Double become a copy of it. So that's... yeah, that was a pretty tough one there. They do get a Terrain Generator on the go, so they only have 4 cards left in hand now. We get into an Arena Rector. So I think I might just go for a white source off the Demonic Tutor here. It's not a very flashy demonic tutor. But we do have necropotence to get into some more cards if we need. And we've got plenty of black mana. Oh, and they top deck a cultivate, which is not good for us. We know of... Yeah, this is exactly why I run basic lands that all have the same artwork, because it's sometimes hard to keep track when you're playing with the reveal zone here. But because they're playing different artwork, I know that this land is this one that they revealed, so now we know exactly what's in their hand. We have that forest is not on the field, that mountain isn't on the field, because as you can see it's different artwork. And then obviously we haven't seen the body double or the Arcanis. So we'll just go for they can actually get down the Arcanis. Can we kill that with Elspeth? We can't. Makes things difficult for us. Although this exiles, doesn't it? Alright, well that's a no-brainer then. So what we do is into white and black. Get rid of the Arcanis. And that exiles, and now we don't have to worry about the body double coming in and becoming a copy of it. Get down our Dark Confidant. And get rid of these. You have one card in hand that we don't know about. They get down their forest. Alright, so they've just gone to get down. Oh, I got rid of the... Alright, we'll have to remember body double is in there. I got rid of body double instead of the Arcanis. We'll just reveal from the Dark Confidant and probably get hit for a ton. Nope, a braid is okay. That's actually quite good against this deck because it means that we can get rid of some of their mana rocks. But as for right now, I think we just go for the Arena Rector because I think it's a good blocker against the Maelstrom Wanderer, which I dare say they're going to go for next turn. So they now either need to bounce it or they need some kind of exile effect for this, assuming that they don't want to see a Planeswalker come down. Alright, going for the Maelstrom Wanderer, so fingers crossed for a couple of bad cascades. First one is Biting Tether, I don't know what that does. Oh, you control the enchanted creature. That's not good for us. I don't know how many Planeswalkers a Maelstrom Wanderer deck typically has, but they get another great cascade off the Mana Reflection. Or into a Mana Reflection off of the Maelstrom Wanderer. So we could really do with some enchantment removal now. I think we can just go for... See, the problem. This is the problem with Maelstrom Wanderer and why it's so powerful, is if you kill it, it can just be recast again, and it has haste, so it's still going to be an issue, even if you manage to kill it once. I think in that case, we try and go for... Necropotence. 5, 6, 7, 8. So they'll need 10 mana. 2, 4, 6, 8 is 16 with the Mana Reflection. And they'd have 10 off the Soul Ring, so we need to get rid of both of those, really. I think we just draw a boatload of cards here. I don't even know how many that is so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. 5, 6, 7, 8. 9. Generic number. And we'll leave Dark Confident back for blocking. It's actually going to be quite nice to get rid of that. And did we get anything? Looks like we got a whole heap of nothing. Oh, Disenchant is... yeah, that's exactly what we wanted. So we can get rid of Lingering Souls. And some lands. Painful Truths and Night's Whisper aren't going to help us because we have Necropotents in play. And so before we pass over, we'll get rid of that Mana Reflection. And then if we can survive the turn, we actually want to get rid of that Sol Ring as well before we kill the Maelstrom Wanderer. Actually, what we could do is at the end of the turn kill their Maelstrom Wanderer with Swords to Plowshares and then kill the Sol Ring with a Braid. And then that will leave us up with 4 mana. We can get down our commander. They have Body Double in the hand and Rush of Knowledge. Yep, that's refilling their hand alright. That is, yeah, that's a really good card for Maelstrom Wanderer. So that's probably us done. Okay, they're going after our Necropotents, which I actually don't care about that because it means we draw a card next turn. And also getting rid of our Dark Confident is nice. It means we don't take a hit. Don't really see what we can do about this game now that they've refilled their hand. But we'll play it out and see if we can actually do anything about it. Alright, eventually come back round to our turn. We drew into a Plains and Elspeth. They're going to get their own Planeswalker, assuming they have one in the deck. And they have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, they'll be able to get into the Maelstrom Wanderer next turn, unfortunately. I think what we do in this case is throw out a chump blocker. And then we can hold up Dismember, Abrade and Dreadbore. Actually, we can't hold up Dreadbore. I was thinking of Terminate. Yeah, Dreadbore will get the Planeswalker that they tutor for. We'll find out if they actually have one or not. It's probably going to be something like Ugin or Karn, something degenerate like that. Nope, they don't have one. So all they did was keep us off our Rector, which is fine with us. Yeah, and going for the double Cascade again on Maelstrom Wanderer. They reveal Counterspell, which they couldn't cast, and Quicksilver Amulet is not nice. If they want to cast Maelstrom Wanderer again, it'll be 12. That'll be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then 12 with the Sol Ring. So what we have to do here is kill the Maelstrom Wanderer in response to that. And then I think we go after their Sol Ring. That might keep them off the Wanderer for a turn. And I think we have to go down for our commander next turn and go for a braid on the Sol Ring. Alright, and we get into another land, which is actually okay. So if we go 1, 2, 3, and 4, introduce the monarchy. And then we can abrade. The Quicksilver Amulet is going to do some things for them, but I'd rather they didn't get down their commander straight away next turn, so we're between a rock and a hard place, really. We'll just try and get some damage in on our opponent. And see if we can draw into any instant speed removal. We cannot. We draw into another land. We can start thinking about getting down the Sun's Champion next turn. We can have 2 Elspeths alongside each other, now that those rules have changed. They're not rules that I think very much of. I don't think you should be able to have 2 Elspeths or 2 Garricks or 2 Lilianas on the field at once, but that's the way it is now. We can, of course, Dreadbore during our turn. Okay, we'll see what obnoxious thing this is. That is Body Double going after Eternal Witness, which will get back Sol Ring, maybe? Or Mana Reflection. Yeah, going after Mana Reflection, which I imagine they'll play out now for next turn. Okay, Vesuvan Doppelganger will probably come in as Queen Marchesa. It will. A nice blue Queen Marchesa. And that means that they become the monarch and get to draw a card at the end of the turn. Not that that really matters, because they already have Necropotence out. We'll save them a bit of life, though. And we are, of course, going to chump block with the soldier. And they're not even going to bother trying to swing in, for some reason. And then refilling their hand again with Necropotence. So, unless they can get through some trample damage, the Sun's Champion might do us a lot of good this game. Alright, we get our Assassin token. And I think we can just give something flying here to get back the monarchy. And that will also get some commander damage onto our opponent. Not sure how relevant that's going to be this game, but you never know. Fortunately, Toxic Deluge, I'm not sure that's going to be of much use to us. They will be able to get their own assassin token. But we'll have plenty of chump blockers thanks to the Sun's Champion. so they can swing through with their death touches to their heart's content. And we'll see what we get. We get another mountain off the top. So we're at least making consistent land drops. How many are we on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can't remember if we were on the play or the draw. I don't think we've missed a land drop this turn. Now they can get down the mana reflections. That'll be 6 mana. Then they'll have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 mana to play with, which will get them into their commander. I think it's at 12 now. But I think we can manage to keep up, especially if we go for the limit break on the Knight Errant. I think we can manage to keep up with our opponent swinging in with their Maelstrom Wanderer. And then if we have indestructible tokens, especially tied up with the Sun's Champion, then that'll be really good for us. And then if we could manage to make them 2/2 flying indestructible, or +2/+2 flying and indestructible, that might allow us to do some work this game. Might be able to claw something back. Acidic Slime just goes after a land as far as I can tell. Yeah, it goes after Command Tower. We already have our white mana set up, so that's not going to switch off Reflecting Pool. And they can't profitably swing in with Queen Marchesa. I think they're frantically searching for an answer now. They've been very greedy with that Necropotence. The thing is with that they can't draw a card at the beginning of their turn. The only means of drawing cards with Necropotence is by hurting yourself with it. And just have to hope that we don't get into a Cyclonic Rift now. Looks like they destroy an artifact or enchantment. They might just be going for creatures to try and go wide on us. Oh, they're trying to kill their own. Yeah. That's the problem with Necropotence. You can't draw cards with it unless you want to deal some damage to yourself. So they have emptied their hand now. They have not moved the Lightning Greaves. So if they want to swing in with that Assassin, it's fine, but they are seemingly not going to do that. What I might do in this case is use the Toxic Deluge and wipe the board. Yeah, I think that's pretty good, because I would swing in with everything first, but I am fearful of a Spell Pierce or something like that. I don't think Maelstrom Wanderer would run a Spell Pierce. Well, we'll see what we can do here. Yeah, if we go for 3, and we managed to wipe the board. Didn't want to go down to 4 just in case. It felt a little bit too risky to me. So we get some tokens there, and we... Yeah, why don't we just Lightning Helix this thing just to gain some life. That was a little bit of an accident, but it's a means of going back up to 8. And we're still in control of the monarchy. Drawing to transgress the mind. But our opponent is managing to draw more cards, and they have all the mana in the world to do what they want with. We're a couple of turns from Elspeth's emblem, and I think we'd like to keep her around, so we'd probably tick her up another couple of times and then go for the emblem. Whereas this Elspeth Knight Errant, I think I don't mind a -8 with that next turn. Okay, just going for boatloads of mana with the Basalt Monolith, because Basalt Monolith is 3 to tap down and then 3 to untap, but thanks to the mana reflection it actually taps down for 6 mana. So every time they tap down and untap it, they net themselves 3 mana. So don't actually know what they're going for here. Maybe some kind of X spell that draws them lots of cards. Or maybe they just want to cast absolutely everything in their hand. Fact or fiction? Yeah, I don't care. You can have more mana. You've got all the mana in the world now, so you'll probably take an extra turn, I imagine. Yep, they go for the extra turn. That was an easy split. So now I imagine they're frantically trying to get around Elspeth. They want some creatures off of this. They get Oracle of Muldiah, which they can give. Oh, it does get haste from the Maelstrom Wanderer, so. Oh, and they get Teferi. 2 creatures off the top. That's. Oh no. Well, they do get another creature with Djinn of Wishes, but they have another one on top with Teferi, which is worth knowing about. And then these things get haste. The Djinn just has flying, so it'll probably go for Little Elspeth. Our opponent might have just wrestled back the game from us. We do have Obnixilis to kill this thing if we want to. Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. They're going for Teferi. And then everything gets haste. Yeah, and this is one of those generic infinite combos where you've just got infinite mana. I don't mind as much if our opponent is actually going to win with it, but I'd rather not sit through them tapping and untapping Basalt Monolith 2,000 times. This one deals damage. Yeah, so it looks like they've got us now. So what our plan was to try and get these Elspeth emblems on the go. That was pretty much all we could do. They managed to outramp us. I think they switched decks on purpose because they knew that this was a good matchup for them against Queen Marchesa. And proof is in the pudding here. You need to just swing in at us or I will concede. I'm trying to give you the option of beating us fair and square. Okay, they turn everything sideways. And there we go. Maelstrom Wanderer. Very difficult commander to run. I don't know if I have the enchantment that turns a creature into a 0/1 indestructible insect in this deck. I probably should, because that's about the only way you can deal with Maelstrom Wanderer. Or Prison Term, or something like that, Pacifism. Yeah, killing Maelstrom Wanderer doesn't do it, because they ramp so hard, and they probably cascaded into more ramp when Maelstrom Wanderer comes down, that yeah, it makes it very difficult to deal with. So you want to just keep it from doing anything, i.e. pacifying it or something like that. But anyway, pacifying, is that a word? Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Queen Marchesa game against Maelstrom Wanderer. I'm tribalkai on the EDH channel. Thank you for watching.